Hey ho guys, welcome back to episode 9 of Satisfactory. As you may remember, last episode we made our steel production. So right here you can now see 4 foundries running at full capacity. I believe I made the 4th one off screen actually. As you can see, this one is blinking yellow slightly and now green again. That's because we have the slow conveyors, remember? And these can't actually supply enough coal and iron for now, but as soon as we get the next milestone we will be able to do that. So now our goal for today is to make actually things from the steel. So now the containers are filling up, but you can't really do a lot with steel ingots. That's why we need to set up a bunch of constructors. Now, as you know, we have 4 lots of 30 steel ingots. We'll need 6 constructors to process those, which I'm going to explain to you in a minute. Now this is 5 and 6. Do we actually have any space here? Oh well, it's not looking too good. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, I mean it's okay I guess. We can just merge the conveyors and then let it be. So as you can see, if we select the steel pipes here, we will make 15 steel pipes from 15 ingots. And we will need, hang on, I have to check my cheat sheet. We'll need 3 lots of pipes basically, so we'll just make 4 to be safe. For the stators, because you may remember we need motors, and for motors we need rotors, which we are already making 2 sets of. And then we also need 2 sets of stators, which require steel pipes and wires. So the steel pipes will be made here, 4 sets of them, which is more than enough. And then we're going to turn the rest into steel beams for now. We don't actually need a crazy amount of steel beams, but we will later on, and also you need them for the conveyors Mark III. So it's always good to have a set of them. And I figured before we just let these containers run full, I might as well just connect it all up, you know. Just use it for something. So I'll just set up, oh yeah. I just noticed that I failed to bring iron plates. Last time, I remember now, I was running out of iron plates. And that can be really annoying. And now I didn't bring any, so I'll have to go and get some iron plates real quick to make the conveyors. So yeah, I'll just do that and see you in a second. Okay, so now we connected all of that up. As you can see, there's a ton of steel running over there. Of course this is more than we'll have later because yeah, the foundries are all full. And this is gonna become a trickling bit of steel in the future. But right now there's quite a lot of it and it looks quite nice. Connected these up to power as well, of course. And now here in the back you can see I already set up some merges as well. So these, oh hang on, I screwed that up. Whoopsie. So I merged these 4 in the back here and then the 2 in the front, but I should merge the 4 in the front and the 2 in the back, because of course the 2 in the back are actually making steel beams, and now this way they're getting mixed up on the belts, as you can see. That's not what we want, so I'll just have to take this all down real quick. And now I can also show you how I did that. It's actually pretty simple. So I just set up one merger like so and one like so, and then another one right here. Nope, not right there. But rather right, hang on, right there. So now as we can see, we can just connect this one up and this one up, and now we merged our 2 outputs of steel beams, which is nice. And then for this, again, we can just connect up 3 of them, because remember these only produce 15 per minute. So even with a Mark I belt we can easily put 4 of these outputs onto the same conveyor. so, yeah. And as you can't merge 4 belts at once, we'll have to merge 3, and then merge those with the 4th, like so. And now this should give us a full belt of pipes, in theory. And now, next thing would be to get these over to our base. And for that, I'm gonna go the temporary way, because I probably want to set up a proper, like a pathway, you know, coming over here. And I will just extend this one. And so I will just stack the 2 conveyor belts up for now. And then yeah, just take all of this back to base without really caring too much about looks. But now we're automatically making those things, so that's really nice. Now I can just put up a bunch of conveyor poles, stackable, around here. This is going to be a bit tedious because it's quite a distance, and also I'm pretty sure I did not bring enough of these conveyor poles, no, not of the poles, of the belts, so iron plates, right? I only have less than 200 left. That's probably not even gonna get us halfway there. And even worse because we're making 2 belts at once, so that's double the consumption, of course. But yeah. So I will just finish this belt without you, I think, and then next we'll have to think about where we want to make the stators, and then also where we want to assemble the motors. Because as I said, I want to make a separate assembly building for that. But I'm not sure whether we'll be able to make that today in this episode, because in theory we would also need a storage building first. So yeah, I'll just have to think about that for a second. Okay, so as you can see, our things are now coming over here, right by our hub. And I don't really know where I want them next, so I only built the conveyor until here. But I should probably actually, yeah, I should definitely put down some containers. Can I put 2 like this? No, I can't actually. Okay, so more foundations. And yes, this is really ugly, I know, but it's not for eternity, right? Conveyor belt is too steep, of course it is. So let me just take this back a couple. Now like so and like so, yep, that works. Okay, so now if we ever need to manually make some things out of these pipes and steel beams, then we'll be able to do just that, which is pretty nice. Okay, so next thing I figured out we'll need the storage building. So like a main storage kind of facility, because look, this is full already. All the cable containers are full already. I mean, these are way too many, I know, but still. And so my idea is to always overproduce a little bit so that things will back up within this production line, like these reinforced plates, for example. Look, container is still full. Oh, actually, no. But look, the modular frames are already almost full as well, and we really don't want to stop that production. So for that we'll need a massive storage facility where all the things will go in from one side, so like the reinforced iron plates will all go into the facility, and it's going to be, of course, really big and hold a lot of items. And then on the other side you can take them out again, and the things that will back up will not back up within this production like right here, but they will back up in the central storage. So then whenever we need something we can just go into there and grab all the things we have. And I think that's a pretty decent idea. So now the next question would be, where do we actually build that? For that I would like an overview actually. So I'll just temporarily stack up some conveyor poles right here. Which, by the way, is a really nice and cheap way to get really high up and to check out the things from above. Because you can of course also build lookout towers, but lookout towers only have a fixed height. So look at that. Now we're all the way up here, and we can now see that we have this production. And by the way, I want to make this into buildings as well, so I want to close this off with walls and have this as one production building, and then this as another production building where the copper will be made, and with a big road in between so that we can drive there with vehicles and everything. Then we got the hub. Back there we have the steel production and the space elevator, which can move easily. And that's all we got for now. So we have a lot of space in this direction left. And I believe I want to build the storage building in this area generally, because yeah, that just feels like a good idea. So we have 2 more iron sources up there. So right here we can build more production from that. And then also we have iron back in on. Iron ore. Where do we have more iron? Back there, yeah. There's a lot of iron back there. We saw that already. And then also there should be iron back there, but it's not actually finding that. So there will be more production in that area. And this area is pretty empty in terms of resources. So you have that limestone down there. But apart from that, there's not a lot. So we can just build there. So I guess I'll just grab a bunch of concrete and make sure to put down a big foundation and then plan how I want to build those storage silos. Okay, so in case you're wondering what the hell is wrong with me, I don't know myself. But I just found out that these conveyor lifts have a maximum height. And this is it. So we have how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 containers. And this way we can connect the bottom one to the topmost one. Why would we want to do that? Well, the problem is that we have to link these up, right? We want all the containers to be connected so that we can input things into the first, and then it will go through all the way to the last one, and in the end it will just come out. And that's of course possible if we just line them all up in a line, one behind the other. But that's going to require lots of space, and I don't want to do that. And also I want to use the lifts, which are pretty nice. So now what I thought I would do is just lift up all the things from the bottom, so they will come in at the bottom. Then I will lift them up all the way to the topmost container. And then from that topmost container, they will just be moving down container by container. So now for that I would need to actually... Oh, did that actually do that automatically? It did. It automatically turned the containers for me, I think. So that's pretty nice. That doesn't connect, does it? So now in theory I should be able to just connect them up like so, yeah. Then these two like so. Then these two like so. Now they would be transporting it upwards, of course, which I don't want. But you get the idea. And then I will do the same on the other side. So let me just set that up real quick, just to test it out. This takes really long to mine. So this would be the output now. And then I would need to connect this to there, this to there, this to there. This to there probably. I'm probably making lots of mistakes right here. This is, yeah, this one for example. This is not easy to build, guys. Now I can't put up that one anymore. Because it will start off facing to the top. Which It's kind of annoying. Now this goes there, and then this is the last one. Yeah. And now that on the top would have to be the input. So I'll have to figure out how to do that. Then on this side I will do the same thing. I'm really interested to see if that works. And of course we can always use the better conveyor lifts later on and just replace these to make it a bit more, a bit more powerful. Oh wow, really? So now is this connected to the top container? Actually, yeah, it is. Okay, so that would be the input right there. So now in theory, if I set up a lift aligning with that right here and put it all the way to maximum height, like so. Then connect that to this container, which I can actually do. Nice. And then I'll need just some testing. Oh, yeah, nice. So just need some testing container right here. And I'll put in some random items and see how this goes now. So this will actually lift the items all the way to the top. And yeah, I don't want to let you watch all of this. I'm just going to give you some impressions when there's a lot of items moving, because that may look pretty cool. But yeah, I don't want to waste your time as badly, so see you in a second. So right now you can see the items moving in most of the elevators. You can see they're making their way all the way to the bottom. There's still some going up there, so this process is actually pretty quick because they don't need any time to cross the containers, if that makes sense. So as soon as one goes in here, it can go out there. And now you can see that the rods are coming back out down here, and this will fill up with all the rods I put in. So this way we can easily build a huge thing which has one input and one output, operates pretty well, and will have the capacity of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 storage containers. So now one more thing I want to do is actually remove 2 of those containers, these 2. And why is that? That is because I want to have some space below this. So I want to put some foundations right there. Oh, can't do that, okay. So I want to basically put this on a separate floor, then put in an elevator coming down here. Then below here I'll have space. Why is that? That's because I want to use conveyor walls for this. Now, I didn't even unlock conveyor walls. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, that's better. So now I quickly unlocked the conveyor walls, which were really cheap for our progress now. And so now I can build walls like this, where there's openings for conveyors in them, and I can just connect conveyors to them from the outside, which is pretty nice. And so we're going to use these as inputs. So we'll have 3 inputs per wall like this, and then you can see they can just go through here. And the good thing is they can go by the conveyor lifts. So if I had some space, and if this wasn't flipped over, I could now have, imagine this being the other way around, right? Then I could connect this input to here, to this one conveyor, pull it all the way to the top, then have some space here, and on the other side the output can come back down by elevator into this same space, and then take the outputs back out on the other side. So looking from the outside, you'll just have one conveyor going in here and the same conveyor coming out on the other side. But there's going to be a shitload of space between them. And then these can just pass by this entire module, and then right behind this I can build another stack of containers and store another item on the same foundation, because here, right, there's not enough space here to put another container. But if I just put the container behind that but in the same space, then on the same horizontal kind of surface I can put more containers, which I think is pretty nice. So now I'll take down this this testing setup. I just have to remember how many containers there is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 now. Okay. Yeah, and with this taken care of, I will just build up a bunch of modules and then see you again. Okay, so that's what I got in mind, guys. Now we have one complete module done with 3 silos. So here we have the 3 inputs and then the 3 conveyors, and as you can see, 3 vertical lifts. And now this goes up here, then there's the module in between and it comes back down here. And the items can go over to the output. And same for the other 2 modules. I haven't tested these yet or anything, but they should be fully functional, which is pretty nice. Now I can use these modules, in theory, I can start using them right now. Now one thing I figured would be a problem perhaps is that in this setup you only have 1 input and 1 output. So first of all, at some point you can't get any faster, right? At one point you will have conveyors Mark IV, and they can transport, I don't know, like 450 items. And if you need more than that, this system won't work. So you'll have to split your items over 2 of these silos, which is fine, I guess. But yeah, for things like iron plates or wires, that might become a problem, but I'm not going to store all of these because, yeah, we'll just directly process them where we need them, so that's perhaps not going to be an issue. But the next thing is that in case you need multiple outputs, because you need the items in multiple places, you'll have to actually do some, you know, some demultiplexing and split these up into several streams of items, which may be quite difficult because, as you can see, these conveyors are really close together, and placing even a single splitter here is not viable. So you would have to take the conveyor somewhere else and then split them there, which I guess is okay. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about that too much just yet. And we will of course have these across the board, so just put the next ones right next to these, like so. This is flipped actually. And I don't know how many of these modules I want to build just yet. But I guess, yeah, let's think for a minute. I want to automate the motors. So for the motors I need rotors and stators. And well, technically I would have to make the stators up here, I guess. You know what, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to make the stators on this platform in the copper factory, because it requires copper as well and the pipes. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just going to store the stators in here and the rotors as well. And then, well, but the steel pipes would have to go in there as well. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Perhaps I should put the steel pipes in there, but then I would have to pipe the steel pipes back around this building to here, that make the stators, and they would also have to go in here. But I will need steel pipes for other things in the future, for example the heavy modular frames, so I definitely need them in this storage system as well. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put them in there and then make stators. Yeah, I'll have to pipe them back and forth. It's not too much of an issue, to be fair. So I'll just have to fill all of this space in. Oops. And then I would probably have to think of a system of how to actually put these conveyors down so that they don't interfere with each other and it doesn't look completely horrible. Oh, no concrete. Okay, yeah. So I guess I'm just going to be building some walls and some platforms and then figuring that out for you. So give me a sec, guys. So I tried to come up with some cool patterns to actually connect things here. Oh, and by the way, I built these walls, yeah. So this is just kind of a mock-up. They're going to go all the way to the top, of course, but this is just to demonstrate how I want this to look in the future. This is just going to be a huge chunk of metal. And actually I should probably put a door in there. Maybe even a gate. Didn't I get gates in like this steel color? Yeah, that looks pretty shitty, right? Well, that's gonna have to do for today. And yeah, well, so now we can go in and out and actually drive a truck through here if we want. Yeah. So now we can actually use our first one of these, because these three go to the silos we already built. So now if I just connect this, hang on, I just don't want to be such a long slope, so I'll just connect that to here and that to here. Then we can actually see that our cables are coming in, and they will be the first thing to be stored in this system. Now, as you can see here, I set up this conveyor wall, which is just to make sure that not all the items will move around on the floor, you know, because I want to be able to walk here and maybe to drive as well with a truck or something. So this will just go over my head and all the way over here into our new storage system. And I will have to figure out ways to store all of the other items, like the reinforced iron plates, the rotors. You know, I'll have to make conveyor trains taking them over here. And I'm gonna have to figure out a sensible system on how to order this, because it would of course make sense to put the things most to the right that I'll need in this area, most to the left that I'll need back there maybe. And you know, just generally find a sensible way of organizing this. So now what's our conveyor lifts doing? Not a lot, because I chose the one all the way over, which is the furthest one back, which is fine, I guess. So I'll just stay here and watch this go up to the top. And that's gonna take a while, isn't it? Go. It's coming out the other end, look. It's going all the way to the top, through all the containers, and then coming back out here. And now this container will fill up, and as soon as it's full, the next one, and so on. So that's really nice, actually. The system is fully functional. I mean, it's not exactly fully built, but the concept is fully functional, that is. And there will be a wall here as well, of course. So this will just be a huge metal chunk, and it will appear that these will just go through, but in fact we all know that they won't, right? So yeah, this is kind of a big project. I'm not going to be able to finish it in this episode, as you may have suspected. So I will wrap up right here, and next episode we'll continue building this storage and also do some other awesome things. So thank you very much for watching this one. If you liked it, then make sure to check back for the next episode. See you then, guys. Bye!